The world tells you you need to take care of number one every day. And they're right. But if you're going to do that, you'd better know who's number one. Hey, welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Thanks for joining me. You know, I do this for you. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and also share this with a friend. In psychological terms, the word imitation refers to mimicking or copying observed behavior. Infants learn through this process. Smiling back is a learned response. And the baby needs a good deal of face time to learn to identify smiling faces and connect the smile with positive feelings. Yeah, parents, taking time to return a baby's smile lets the baby know they've got your attention and that you're happy. This give and take is a necessary element of good and wholesome development, where the parents provide the stimulus, and the infants learn by imitating what they see. Well, in some ways, our verse today relates to this concept. But in others, it's almost its opposite. The verse today says, "In everything, do to others what you'd have them do to you." Now, this simple verse has often been called the Golden Rule, and on the surface it seems quite simple. Yet its simplicity belies a depth and, well, even a difficulty that come to light as we consider its implications. Because what Jesus is asking of us is not a simple matter of give and take. It's actually more than that. Much more. Now, some have said that Jesus took a concept that was at least as old as Confucius and Plato and Socrates and Aristotle and just simply used it. But they miss a significant point. Philosophers always stated the thought in the negative, teaching to try not to do things to others that you wouldn't like them to do to you. And, well, at first glance, the significance of the difference might not jump out at you. But Confucius and Plato, they're simply referring to personal restraint, admonishing you to refrain from hurtful actions. In fact, one can follow that principle and never interact with another human being. Not doing harm is as easy as living alone. If you never connect with anyone, you'll never do harm to anyone. And that's all Socrates and Aristotle on this matter require. It costs you nothing. But that's not what Jesus commanded. He said, "In everything, do to others what you'd have them do to you." Oh, now that's a horse of a very different color. Jesus is requiring us to deliberately go and interact with others in a specific way. He's calling you to live out the life of love that he's placed within you. You know, one day a teacher of the Jewish law challenged Jesus to tell him of all the commandments, which is the most important. He got more than he bargained for. Jesus said, the most important one is this: "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. But the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." Well, first, Jesus ties in loving God with loving your neighbor. Loving the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, well, that takes everything we have to give. In fact, it requires God give us what we don't have so we can do it at all. But when Jesus tied in loving your neighbor, oh, that opened up an aspect of demonstrated love that is simply unattainable without the power of God. See, loving God requires that I demonstrate his love to others. There's no way around it. I can't be content simply not to hurt anyone, like Socrates taught. Oh no. Jesus demands so much more. He says, do. And that demands action. Deliberate action. And he begins the command with two words that define the scope. In everything. And then to drive the point home, Jesus says we're the salt of the earth. How can we possibly be the salt of the earth in everything? Well, the list is endless, but I'll use the word SALT, S-A-L-T, as an acronym to consider four ways. S is for serve. It looks at others and touches their needs. There's a crisis of increasing homelessness everywhere. You can't solve the crisis. But can you show compassion to one homeless person? Hey, take an extra blanket or two from your house. Carry it in your car. Wouldn't you want someone to give you a warm blanket if you needed one? Do to others what you'd have them do to you. No means to carry a blanket? Okay. Purchase a gift card for a fast food restaurant. Provide them a hot meal. Or they don't have gift cards where you live? Okay. Buy some food that doesn't require a stove to prepare. Look, there's dozens of creative ways to show love. And serving isn't restricted to homeless folks. Opportunities to serve are all around you if you look for them. They'll require effort and perhaps even a bit of discomfort. But that was Jesus' point, wasn't it? Loving your neighbor, doing to others what you'd have them do to you. That demands sacrifice. So that was the S. A, appreciate. Be deliberate about expressing thanks. Give instructions or orders in a way that demonstrates appreciation for the person who receives them. Compliment actions when possible. Maybe the only kind word that person hears that day. Do to others. Do. Well, the L has to stand for love. Spend enough time with God so that his love fills you and then spills out for others. Filling and spilling. Filling and spilling. Pour out his love on those he brings into your circle of relationships. Everyone from your spouse and family to neighbors to strangers you encounter as you live life, all of them would benefit from receiving more of God's love expressed through your words and actions. Do to others. Love is a choice. Love is a verb. Do it. And the T, treasure's a good example there. Give some away. If you have only a little, give only a little. To use an American illustration, most people reading this and watching this video could buy a $10 gift card from McDonald's or Burger King once a month and never struggle with missing the cash. But giving it away once a month to somebody who needs it, that would have an incredible impact on one someone. If you have more, give more. Jesus said where your treasure is, that's where your heart would be also. So find some worthwhile church, charity, or cause that will impact people and do to others what you'd have them do to you. The world talks about give and take, tells you need to look out for number one every day. But when Jesus is number one and you're only second, then you only need to focus on the give part. Be salt. Hey, that's all the time we've got together today. Before you go, could you help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew and help them get to know him and his word personally and better? If you click like on this video, that will help more people see it. And then click follow or subscribe and the notification button so we can get together every day. And then finally, would you please share this video with a friend? Because as you do, that makes you part of the team, touching hearts all over the world with the love of Christ. Thanks for helping.